There's a psychological phenomenon called the Cassandra complex. It describes what happens when someone makes accurate predictions that are constantly dismissed or ignored. The name itself comes from Greek mythology. Cassandra, who was a princess of Troy, could see the future but was cursed so that no one would believe her warnings. This happens a lot with clients, especially with inexperienced clients. I run an agency, and sometimes they hire us to create a strategy, for example. We deliver, and then they ask us to change some key elements. And we explain why those changes will undermine the results long term. But they still push back. And sometimes they even get upset. So, we accommodate them. Who's the only real boss? Clients. Clients are the only one who can actually fire my entire agency and make us all unemployed in a second, basically. Not really a second, but you get the point. I'm being dramatic. Of course we accommodate clients. Whoever holds the money bag will make the final decision, okay? When the results fall exactly as we predicted, because we've done this before, this is our specialty, they are kind of disappointed. And then they still blame us for the outcome. And I know this is not only about an agency versus client thing. This is actually happening internally as well in organizations where it's always marketing's fault. Kinda. Anyway, so the cycle repeats itself with the next project. And maybe you have experienced this yourself. It's like you see a project heading toward failure and you flag the risks early, but no one listens. And 6 months later, exactly what you predicted happens. And everyone acts surprised. And the pattern repeats itself again. That could actually be a case of the Cassandra complex, where you're constantly right and you're also constantly not believed. Over time, that creates a specific psychological burden where you're now dealing with the helplessness of watching preventable problems unfold in front of your eyes while you're holding the solution. Super stressful, super frustrating. But over time, this can lead to what psychologists call learned helplessness, where you actually eventually stop warning people because your experience taught you that it won't matter anyway. I find the Cassandra complex so fascinating because it's about the isolation that comes from seeing patterns that others don't really recognize yet. And if you experience this, well, you're not alone and you're not crazy. You're actually experiencing something pretty common that's been documented for centuries. Who knew? Don't take it personally. Have a good one.